Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be looking at how to beat Heralds of Galactus, the epic Void boss. We're going to be bringing in some champions here. Today's side quest is Void as the main boss, the final boss with some freaky nodes. And we should be bringing in skill champions, a lot of skill champions to take on this fight. The more skilled champions you have, it would be better for you. But I am going to bring in these 5 champions here, with Nick Fury being the main skill champion. We have Captain America, we have Hyperion, we have Star-Lord, and we have Mephisto. And we probably won't use most of these champions, but I am going to show you how to easily beat this side quest today. Again, as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 champions to beat before we get to Void. And his node is the only one that is a little bit more difficult to handle. And I think we have a solution to beat this quest very easily. And I'm going to show you multiple tips on how to accomplish this. Okay, so the first start, as you can see, all champion classes but skill reduce their base attack by 50%. So if you're using a champion other than a skill champion, you are going to be doing about 50% less damage than normal using that same champ in any quest. So the thinking is to always bring in a skill champ for the Void boss or Void quest. I call this one Herald of Galactus. This side's quest today, we are going to be bringing in skill, and we're going to bring in Nick Fury first of all, and we're going to just lay waste to Ant-Man. Again, this Nick Fury is going to be doing the normal amount of damage that he should be doing anyway, because his attack is not reduced. And there you go, one is done. We're trying to get to this Void, and then we're going to finish off Void relatively quickly. Okay, next one is going to be Hulk, Gladiator Hulk. So we took the part on the left, obviously, and you guys can choose either way. It doesn't matter which part you take to get to Void. To me, this was seemed to be like simpler fights or easier fights in my mind. Again, it doesn't really make a difference which one you go. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have the skill to finish off the fights. And again, if you don't have champions that are strong enough to handle epic mode or the higher level to this gameplay, just go with a lower level to suit your champions and skill level, and then you could always tomorrow or the next day, when you get these side quests unlocked, you could step it up and see what it's like. But this is a good look at what the epic gameplay would look like. Now I'm bringing in Captain America Infinity War here. I am not bringing in again Nick Fury. He is the only skill champion I brought into this, so I want to save him for that Void fight, or as much of his health as possible for the Void fight, just in case I need it. Remember, this is the first time I'm taking on this Void fight, but I know the final boss nodes on these side quests seem to be a little bit different than the rest of the fights. So these fights, no big problem with the nodes, but the nodes on the Void fight specifically is a little bit different. So Captain America, in this fight, he is not skilled, so he is going to be doing at least 50% less damage than he would normally be doing. If that was not a global node saying that you have to have a skill champion, any other champion or other class other than skill is 50% reduced attack, this fight would have been pretty much over. But again, I'm only using a different champion so that I save that one skill champion I have for the final boss fight. Again, to make it life easier for you, you guys should be bringing in 5 skill champions in the gameplay, and that would make your life a little bit easier. But this is not about making it easy. This is about just demoing gameplay. So we don't really take the easy part all of the time. I'm sure I could have brought in Killmonger. I could have brought in Korg, very durable attacker as well, not just defender. And a lot of host of other skill champions to the game, and had this fight already done. So we're gonna finish it off with Mephisto. Mephisto is always my backup champion to clean up, because once he finishes off a fight, it gives him that extra persistency charge. So I never start the fight with him, but if there are any fights on a quest to clean up, I bring in Mephisto, so he brings that persistency charge up. You see he has 3 right now, and because he killed off Gwenpool, not Gwenpool, yes, Spider-Gwen, he is going to have 4 persistency charge if I need him for the final fight. I don't think I'll need him because I don't know what to expect yet, but let's bring in someone else to take out Human Torch, and Nick Fury should be able to do that job easy as possible. So Nick Fury is coming in here now, and we should be able to take out the Human Torch with no problem. Again, with Nick Fury, you want to parry and let that bleed go, and you could back out and let that bleed work itself, or you could be aggressive and run into the opponent and finish them off. But a nice strategy is to land those parries and heavy attacks, and again practice your parry and heavies using Nick Fury, and he takes out most of the opponents. And then you could always fire off an SP2 and fire off that stun, or in this case 10,000 crit level, and finish off the Human Torch. Now next fight is interesting. We are going into the next Fantastic Four, Mr. Fantastic himself, and he is a little bit annoying to fight because of his SB1s, and sometimes he goes unblockable. So again, parry, start that bleed process with the heavy, keep that bleed going, parry again and bleed, and back off. SP1, boom. Do a lot as damage, trying to stay away from this guy because you don't want him to go on that unblockable route and you're gonna get clipped by him. So any damage over time, champion is gonna be good for him. So in this case, you want skill champions, obviously, to finish off the fight. And now we're going to go into the final fight, and this is against Void, and we're gonna have to look at the nodes. And this is a node that I hate. I see it already, Mixmaster. If the attackers attempts the same basic attack twice in a row, the defender has a 100% chance to evade the second attack. And then we also have, each time the defender passively evades an attack, a fatigue debuff is placed on the attacker, reducing their critical rating by 1,000 for 15 seconds. And then this one, defender shifts immunity from bleed and poison. But that is not the main problem here. The main problem to me in this fight, and a problem to most players, is that Mixmaster. You cannot attempt the same basic attack twice in a row. That is going to cause you a lot of trouble, and it's going to cause Void to evade you. So what you want to do, the mindset to a lot of people, I'm going to bring in Hyperion just to demo this. I'm going to parry and heavy. Parry and heavy. So any champion that is good with parry and heavy, which builds Hyperion's critical level anyway, is going to be fantastic because you're not using the same basic attack twice in a row. In fact, all you're doing is parrying and firing off the heavy. So you're never going to get him evading you. Parry and heavy all day long until you get a special, and then you could fire off that SP1, SP2, or whatever SP you have all day long. So a lot of the mindsets and tips we see going around as well is to use medium, light medium attacks all the time. medium, light, medium, but sometimes that is not able to happen. And with this void, you're not going to be able to pull out a medium, light, medium all of the time or mix it up like that. So my solution to this and my best advice, and I find it working very well, is to just parry void and use heavy attacks. So let's bring in, we're gonna bring in now the guy that's gonna be doing the full amount of damage. Remember, Hyperion is only doing 50% of the damage anyway right now. Let's bring him back in Nick Fury. And we are going to parry and heavy. So that was a parry, light, and a heavy. Parry, light, heavy. And when he's able to bleed him, because remember, he's going, now he's bleeding now. He's a couple seconds with no bleed immunity and then poison immunity. But if you parry, light, medium, you avoid the evade. Now we in the real Nick Fury. We're gonna fire up the SP. Gonna hold the block, parry, heavy. Get that bleed going, and it's lights out, case closed. So that's my best tip for this, guys. If you didn't listen to anything else, listen to this. Parry, light, heavy, or parry and heavy, and all of these fights are in the bin with that mix master node, and that seems to be happening a lot in a lot of quests and alliance wars and stuff these days. So that's the way to go. This is the epic rewards. I guys hope you like the video. Give them your thumbs up. Every thumbs up helps. Subscribe to the channel so you get follow-up email notifications on weekly videos that we do and giving advice and tips. And again, thanks for the subscription, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.